Hello friends, got another video here already. It's January, what is it? January the 14th. Geez, we're nearly halfway through the first month of the year already, 2026. Right, some records have arrived. I went to Penny Lane. Why did I go to Penny Lane? Because I could. There were some records in Penny Lane that I'd seen on my previous visit and I was quite keen on getting them. So I got 3 records that day. The first one, I went to the cheapie bins, the little new bargain bins I got on the counter there, and I had a look through them again. And I picked up this one here by a band called Maserati. This is a double LP called Maserati 7 from 2012. This is some sort of reissue, I guess. I had another record by Maserati which I bought several years ago. I hadn't played it a lot, but I remember quite liking it. I don't know why I picked it up. It was again I picked up a special. This is a much better LP actually. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, it's a double LP. I think I paid $20 for it, brand new. So yeah, cool. It's mostly instrumental, I believe, from memory. No, there are a couple of lyrics there, is there? No? Oh, that's the equipment they play on. Well, maybe there's one set of lyrics there. I can't say much about them, but good LP, really enjoying it. And I also picked up on a couple of recent releases that I hadn't caught up with via Flying Out Records, and they came in the mail last week. The first one I jumped on, it's been out since last year, but not that long. This is Jenny Mitchell's, I think it's her 4th LP. The second LP she didn't put out on vinyl, and I never jumped on it. She's a young lady from Gore, in the deep south. So I have shown her other records. Yeah, she's a great singer. This is kind of country, Americana type country. Gore is, or was, the country centre of New Zealand way back in the old days, in the 70s and 80s, but not sort of country music I like. But this girl does a good job, and she was on a Forest House, it's called. She was on one of those talent contests. She got like about 3rd place, but she's gone on to do pretty well. And I mean, she doesn't sell a lot of records. She's not particularly well known, but she's done a few collaborations with Tammy Nielsen, and there's a songwriting credit on there with Tammy, and she did a song together on her last LP. Now, and the other things I picked up in Penny Lane that I was there to quite keen on getting last time was I saw this album by Space Dust called First to the Future. This is a local band from Christchurch back in the 1990s, and some of the people who play on it I'm familiar with from other projects, and they had a bit of a reputation. I mean, I'd heard of the band, I'd never actually seen any of their records around. Dwayne Zarakov is on it, and Matt Middleton, and possibly John Christophers or John C. I don't know. Some of those, Brother Lover's on this as well, and he's got quite a lot of records out. I've got a couple of his LPs as well. This is really lo-fi, and to be honest, I'm not overly impressed. I thought they had a bit of a reputation as being a bit of a legendary band, or some of the people in it should be, but I'm quite disappointed with it. It's very, very, very lo-fi, which is not a problem. I mean, a lot of New Zealand music's like that, but they put out 2 LPs, and this is the second of the 2, I believe. Let's do it at the price tag. I haven't taken that off yet. It's not, you don't pay a lot of money for it. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with that, to be honest. It's sort of not gelling with me. But the other one I picked up at Penny Lane that day was this one, and I did show this in my very, very recent Flying Nun video, which I just posted a couple of days ago. And this is the Playthings LP, back from issued in 1995, recorded in something like 1981. Sorry, 80. Yeah, put out in 85. This was the only LP they put out. It's actually a live recording. So they put out a couple of singles. Great band, one of my favourite Christchurch bands from back in the day. Not that I ever got to see them live because I was too young to go to the pubs when they were playing. But Jay Clarkson went on to do a lot of other really cool things. I'm really sort of mixing them up here as I'm going through, because this is the other one I got from Flying Out. This is the latest from No Immortal Orchestra. I'm having a mind blank there as to what this is. Yeah, so this is their IC2 Bogota. Now this is a similar sort of thing that they put out a few years back, where they put out an album with a kind of funny title like that, which was pretty much all instrumental stuff, and that was a really good LP. It was something a little bit outside of their normal stuff. I've only listened to this once, and to be honest, I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as that first LP. There's Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3, Earth 5, Earth 7, and then Underworlds 1, 4 and 6. So they've all got the same title. So they're all variations, I guess, on the same thing. And just from a quick listen to it the first time, yeah, they do sound quite similar songs, quite repetitive. But I haven't had a decent listen to it. But anyway, I happened to notice while I was in Penny Lane the other week, on the back wall they had some LPs that had been reissued by the legendary New Zealand band The Human Instinct. And The Human Instinct were a band that started way back actually, to be honest, the roots of the band started way back in the late 50s. What were they called? The 4-4s? And they kind of started along. They were, basically school kids when they started. And they started along for quite a few years. And then by like the late mid 60s, say like 66, which is a vintage year because I was born, they had kind of morphed into The Human Instinct. I think the story was they went to Europe, or the UK. And whilst there, they changed their name to Human Instinct, and they changed their music a little bit in that. So, they came back. The band was quite a bit different in personality by then, actually. To be honest, I don't think there were any original members of the 4-4s apart from Maurice Greer, who's a consistent member of the Human Instinct, but he joined the 4-4s later on. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. They've reissued all of their LPs from the 60s and 70s, 6 LPs all up, have been reissued on CD and vinyl again, although, well, some of them never been reissued as far as or so much. Now, the 3 LPs that they are really, really well known for and that the collectors love, the first 3 albums with their guitarist Billy TK, and he recorded 3 LPs with them, and then he split. I mean, he went to England with them. No, or did he join the band when they came back from England? Yeah, so yeah, he was the Jimi Hendrix of the South, and I've shown their records before, and I have had different versions of them over the years. So the first LP they put out was Burning Up Years, and this is the Sunbeam Records reissue from 2011. Now these have had sporadic reissues over the years, although a lot of them have been unofficial, and I believe these are supposed to be unofficial too, according to Discogs. So I'm not 100% sure of that. So this is their first LP from, I think, 1969 originally. So the originals of these go for pretty big money. I mean, this one here, the originals will go for around about $150. I've never actually heard an original. I have seen one, So that's a pretty cool LP. And then the next one, this is their masterpiece, and this is what got me into them. Stone guitars. Now, this is an expanded version. It's got a 2 LP, again on Sunbeam Records from 2011. This has been remastered from the previous versions that I've heard. This sounds so much better. This fucking sounds so much better. And I don't know what the original sounded like, but I was kind of guessing from the reissues that I'd had over the years that the originals weren't that great sounding. They had kind of a bit of a tinny sort of sound. I mean, this is New Zealand. But that being said, there's a lot of cool recordings from out of New Zealand, but you never know. I mean, until I hear an original copy, I won't know for sure. But these sound stunning. So this is the LP that got me into them back in the really early 90s with Black Sally and Stoned Guitar. I mean, just wow. And I actually picked up in the early 90s when I discovered them the 3 LP box set. So the first 3 LPs, this and the one I just showed you, and the next one, I picked them all up in a box set from a label called Little Wing. Something like that. Little Wing of something. I can't even remember the name of it now. Christ, I was just looking on Discogs. Little Wing of Refugees or something so like that. And it was out of Germany. Apparently they were unofficial releases. Later on I picked them up on CD, and I still got those CDs, and they were put out by Ascension Records in Australia, and they still sounded like very similar to the Little Wing of Refugee copies that I had originally, which always sounded a little bit tinny, but they were still fantastic. Pins in It is the last of the 3 LPs with Billy TK. This again is in Sunbeam Records. These are wonderful reissues. They're nice, hard, stiff cardboard. They're really good pressings, and the remastering sounds fantastic. So I'm so pleased to have these. It took me a wee while to track them down. Now, these 3 records I just showed you, they have been reissued. Now, they've reissued via, I think Frenzy Music were involved. Well, certainly that Frenzy Music are listed on the CDs, but they were pressed at Stebbings up in Auckland here, which is the original plant that probably pressed the original, well, not the original plant, but it was the company that had the plant running that probably pressed the original copies back in the day. And I'm tempted to pick them up actually, even though I've got those ones, to see what they sound like, because they're moving pretty fast, and a couple of sites have already sold out. But they reissued the next 3 LPs as well. Now, after Billy TK left, they went on and put out two more LPs in the 70s, in 72 and 74, and then in 75 they recorded another LP which was never released, and that LP got a reissue on CD only in 2002. So the first one they put out is this one called Snapman Kunthin, which is kind of a rearrangement of the Human Instinct into a different, I don't know what it is. Yeah. So this is what's playing behind me at the moment. Now this one here, and the next one is the Hustler, and this was 1974. This is not a gatefold. These are very basic. They're just a straight out single literary. They've got I think I'm assuming that label is what the old Zodiac label used to look like. So Zodiac Records was the tied up with Stebbing Studios and Stebbing Pressing Plant and Zodiac Records. They were all run by the same people, Alfred Stebbing, and I actually got a whole book on that. So these have just come out just late last year, I'm guessing. Oh, it must be late last year because it's only 2 weeks into this year. And this is the third one, Peg Leg. Again, so this is the one that was never released at the time. Now, these these sell for even bigger money than the other 3 are in original copies. I think there's an original copy for this for $1,000 on Discogs. And this one here, you'd be like you wouldn't pay more than much under $500 for a copy of this. I mean, these probably didn't sell as well as the original 3 LPs at the time, so there weren't as many copies around. So yeah, they go for big money, and I never expected to own copies of them, and I certainly wasn't paying that. Now their reputations, because these LPs were so revered by the collectors and loved by and they are these are heavy heavy Psyche, Cream, Black Sabbath, Hendrix kind of influence sort of things. These are a different kettle of fish. I mean, Billy TK left the band. This one here, the reputation that I'd read was that it wasn't, they weren't anywhere near as good as the first one, and they're probably not. But I'm really quite impressed with them. And I think it's just finished, so I better lift the needle. It's a bit short, and I'm rambling on again as I do. So, I'm reasonably impressed with these LPs. So this one's still got a bit of that psych and a sort of poppy. This one here, is quite a lot more proggy, and they sound really good. I don't know what originals sound like, but and I did read something. Perhaps they've been remastered, or it doesn't say anything about that on them. There's not a lot of information on them at all, really. I'm liking this. Couple of 3 listens so far. First listen was okay, but one of my ears was blocked, and since I've had it cleaned out, they sound a lot better. And then this one here, this one's most impressing me the most actually, and I think they're really going to grow on me, and they are quite progressive. And I mean the different band members in each, because the band was changing all the time, people coming and going. But Maurice Greer, he's the drummer and the singer mostly. He's kind of the mainstay. It's his band nowadays. So I'm more than impressed with those, and so I think they're definitely worth having the reissues. And what I was just going to show you, this is a compilation put out on, is it Real Groovy Records? Yeah, it must be Real Groovy. Oh no, it's not. Groovy Records. Groovy. Yeah, not Real Groovy Records. That's an Auckland shop, and they have a record label. So Kiwi Psychead singles 1966 to 71, The Human Instinct. So this has got some of the stuff they recorded in the UK when they went over there. Their quite famous song, A Day in My Mind's Mind, which was on Durham in 1967. Go-Go was a song that they recorded as the 4/4s, and they must have re-recorded it. And then it goes on, after that, they get the last 4 tracks are off the first 2 albums that I showed you, that were released as singles, I guess. So that being said, this was, a lot of these were recorded before Billy TK joined the band. So I'm not sure if that version of Black Sally has Billy on it or not, because he's not credited on here. Anyway, this is a compilation. It came out in 2011 as well. I think it's an official one, I don't know. Anyway, so I got pretty much most of their music. There is another album they put out in 2009, because it's kind of been they've kind of been going on off and on through the years whenever Morris feels like it, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, there's some cool records there. So I'm really pleased, really pleased to get these 3 reissues, because they are worth having. And I'm fucked if I'm going to pay $500 a copy for those sort of things, or $1,000 for those sort of things. That's way out of my league. Alright, that's enough of me ranting on, and I shall leave you get back to your day. Thanks for watching. Cheers.